Hi guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining me today. What we're going to be doing today is a cute little Christmas gift box. This is the gift box. Okay, it's a milk carton box. It's tied up at the top there with a ribbon through the holes, and then it has the Merry Christmas on there with the flower on the front. Okay, so very cute and lovely to put little gifts in, to put in someone's stocking or just to put under the tree. What we've got in these is, I got some of these coffees, Nescafe, latte, vanilla latte, frappuccino. I think there's a few different flavours, and they all come in I think there's a box of 8 or something like that, that I just picked up that was quite cheap. So I grabbed them and I thought they would be nice for this idea. Also in the box we have the large packet of the Lotus biscuits. There's 2 in a packet and they're the larger ones, not the small ones. And then also I just have some vanilla fudge sweeties, so we're going to put a couple of those in each box as well. Okay, right, so what we've got, I printed off some vintage Christmas paper. That's a lovely one, isn't it, with all the decorations on. And then we've got the greeny coloured one. I'm not too sure if you're going to be able to see that probably. It's got candy canes and ice skates on it, on that one. And then this one that I've already used. And then on the back of all these I've just printed like a vintage lace on the back of there, so the inside of the box is not plain. We already have a red one, so let's go with a green one for this one. Right, so what you're going to want to do, these are A4 by the way, that I just printed off on the printer, and we are going to need to cut this at 7.5 inches. At 7.5. Do not throw away your scraps because you can use these for your little Merry Christmas labels, and also your flowers to put on your box. So it's 7.5 by 9.5. We need this. Okay, and that piece there will be big enough to do your flowers with. And that's your piece for your box. So let's get rid of that. Need a scoreboard. If you don't have a scoreboard, then just use a ruler, which I used to do beforehand, and a little scoring tool, something at the back of a knife, anything to use to score your paper with. Now what we need to do is we're going to, if your paper is patterned, okay, then you'll want to put it in the right way up, round that way, okay, so it's against your scorer that way. Okay, so if your scoring is this side, then you'll need to turn it around and put it over that side. Okay, so what we need to do first is make sure it's round the right way. Now these skates are all upside down and all over the place, so I don't really need to worry about that too much, and so are the candy canes. So with this in here, I'm going to make my first score at 1 3/4 of an inch. Okay, it's 1 3/4 of an inch there. Then I'm going to jump across because we need the height for the coffee and the biscuits to stand in. I'm going to jump across to 7 3/4, okay, and score there, and then at 9 inches, okay. Then you'll want to flip it round so you've got the shorter side against the top, okay, and you're going to score it at 1 3/4 inches, 3 1/2 inches, 5 1/4 inches, and 7, okay, which gives you that 1/2 inch on the edge there, which will be our gluing tab. And once that's done, you can move that out of the way. You will need to fold and burnish all your score lines. Now on this one, where you've got the 2 score lines, what would be easier to do is to tuck that first score line in that way, okay, give that a burnish, and then fold the smaller one back, because that's going to be the lip on the top of your milk carton. It's going to want to naturally fold back on itself, okay. So if you just fold that back anyway, so it's like so, okay. I'll do this bottom one like so. So this is what you should have, okay. Now what we want to do, the only bit we need to cut off is this piece here, okay. You can see that on there, that tiny little tab in the corner there, okay. So just up to, might help if I actually have my glasses on, just cut straight up there and across there like so. So that's the only piece that we're taking off, okay. Then I'm going to cut this tab straight, okay, but I'm going to go on the edges of my score marks because I don't like them being on my box, okay. So that one's straight, and I'm going to go in at an angle on the next flap, okay. So I'm going to start by cutting that bit straight there, and then just angle that one in there, and then these 2 here are going to be my side flaps. This one here is going to be the front and the back, okay. That's why I'm cutting the front and the back ones straight, and then the 2 side ones can go in at an angle, just to make life easier for you to put the box together, okay, just like so. Let's get them out of the way. It's very quick and easy. So then what you want to do is take this tiny little strip across here, okay, which is going to be your glue flap, okay, and we're just going to glue this all the way along, and then you can just fold your box over from the centre flap, on the centre fold. There we go. Line it up with the edge of that. Give it a burnish, make sure it's stuck down properly. Okay, and as you can see, these are, because they're the same size, you can make lots of these up for Christmas, so they're ready to go, and you can just fold them all flat like that and store them somewhere so they're ready. Okay, just like so. So there's your box stuck together on the sides. Then all I'm going to do is, where I said my two side bits are, the flaps that we angled, I'm just going to tuck them in, and then this flap here is going to be my back one, because I have the seam of the box there where we glued it together. Okay, so this flap here is going to be my back one. So I'm just going to put a little dab of glue on there like so and tuck that one in first. And then this one is going to be my front flap. Okay, so we glue that on there like so. Just make sure your box is kind of square. So once you've got it sitting like that and it's square, just take something long, a ruler, pencil, anything really that will fit in the box, and just give that a push down in there to make sure that glue is stuck in there. Okay, and then all we need to do is make sure we've got our front there, and then you're just going to grab these on the top here. Okay, and you're just going to push them together like so, and then just take your fingers and just crease in these edges like so. Okay, so you have your milk carton top like so. Okay, and you've just literally pinched together, tuck your sides in and just pinch it together like so. Okay, then what I'm going to do, I've actually misplaced one of my tools. I had a little hand hole punch tool and it has vanished. It was hanging on the pegboard in front of me and it's disappeared. So what I'm going to do is, just to make sure I get all the two sides in as well, we need to make a hole in either side. So I'm just going to put a little mark there, and one that side too, just so I know where to put my holes, and I'm going to put my lid back on there before that dries out. Okay, and just punch a hole in either side. Try and get that lined up as best as I can without my friendly tool being here. Okay, get rid of them. So you got your holes through the top of the box like that. Okay, and they go all the way through, so you can thread your ribbon through there. And then what I'm going to do is just cut a length of ribbon so I can tie my box together. Burn the ends so your ribbon doesn't fray. Okay, then if we open the box out like so, I'm going to take a couple of my coffees and place them in there like so. I'm going to take biscuits and put them down the front like that. Okay, and then I'm just going to take two of these sweeties and lay them in there on top of the biscuits. Okay, so it's all in there, nice and neat, like so. Then taking my ribbon, thread it through your holes. Oh, come on, being a pain. Threading it through the holes and tie it in a bow. I hate these fiddly little bows, it's the only thing. Make sure that's nice and tight, and then you can pull the ends down like that. Just tidy it up a bit, like so. Okay, there you have that. Like them just kind of hang down the front as much as possible. Okay, so you've just got your little bow on the front there. And then what we're going to do is, using your scraps, let's turn it over so you've got the lacy bit on the back here. I have just a little Merry Christmas stamp here with some black ink. So I'm just going to ink that up. Stamp that on there. Like so. And I'm going to cut this out. Trying to keep it as straight as possible. Leave a little bit on the end there, because you'll need that for sticking down. And then I just have a Memento ink desert sand. Just ink that up around the edges. Okay, make it look a little bit more vintagey. Then I'm going to, on the reverse side of this, where you've left this little gap bit here, just place a little bit of glue, only like that. Okay, and then just stick that on there like so. Okay, move that down a little bit so you actually see the Merry Christmas. Now, just taking a pencil or anything, okay, just hold your thumb on there so you don't pull it off again. I like to just curl mine a little bit, and then on this underneath corner here, just put a tiny little dab of glue and just stick that to the edge of the box. People can always write on the back of the boxes or put little stickers or something on them for, you know, if they want to write to and from on them or whatever. So, okay, so then you've got that. So now we just need to make our flower for the front. So I've got my trusty little Gemini. And again, we'll just cut the tag off. I'm going to use this piece. I'm just going to cut a couple of these poinsettias out. Just make sure they fit on there. Get rid of that bit. Let's have, oh, so I'm going to use the darker lacier bit for the back of the flower, I think. Just run that piece through there. So there's one flower. Get rid of these scraggly little bits. And then that side. Okay, and there's two. So we can get rid of this again out of the way. Get rid of that bit. Now, just using your basic old, this is just an old mouse mat. And I have a moulding tool here, anything like this with a little ball on the end of it. Okay, I'm going to take my desert sand ink and I'm just going to ink up around the edges of this flower just to make it look a little bit more vintagey. I did say I would be coming on to do a tutorial for Christmas album, which is in the processes of being done. So in the meantime we will be doing these little crafts. These are ideal to give away as gifts. They'll be lovely for putting on your craft fairs if you're doing craft fairs for Christmas this year. If you have any questions, guys, or you would like a tutorial on anything, you know, moulding flowers, anything like that, then just let me know. Just ask away. Okay, so I've got that, and then just taking my box back here with my glue. Glue the bottom layer of the flower, like so. Just use that to push that on there. And then the top layer of the flower, which will be offset to that one, obviously, so you can see it better. Okay, like so. And then we just need to find something to a little flat back to go on there. Now I've lost my, oh, there it is, my tool to pick up my flat back. A dollop of glue in the middle of the flower. Okay, and just stick your flat back in the middle of your flower. Give that a second to hold. I'm still not liking this ribbon. I might have to retie that, I'm not sure. There you have it. There's your little vintage gift box. Okay, with your flower on the top. Beautiful. Lovely to give to, well, you could use these for anyone, really. You could even give them to men. You know, the men that like the coffee and the biscuits. So it's just choice of paper, and you can use these all year round. All you've got to do is change the paper. These are for Christmas, that's why I used the Christmas paper. Okay, but you can use these any time of year for anybody, anyone that likes their coffee and biscuits. Okay, guys, so that's it for today. There's 2 of the boxes for you to see today. I will be making lots more of these. So yeah, have fun with that, guys. Again, thanks ever so much for joining me today, and I will speak to you all again soon. Bye for now.